Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. All right. Maria Zabak out of the GMS Dallas camp. And I'm going to entitle this lesson, These Chariots Are Taking the Elect Home. And you can see it in the eyes of these Edomites, okay? You know, Esau is getting busy. You know, he got all types of psyops, accusing Jacob, getting ready to accuse Jacob, you know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans for all the evil and wickedness in the earth, okay? And try to set himself up, you know, as the good guy, as he's innocent, you see. And it's just a tactic, you know, that Esau has always done, you know, to try to shed the light away from him, okay. But he's gonna lose, and there are just, you know, multiple things going on. You know, you got the stabbings, the shootings, okay. You even got the hellfire missiles shooting at the chariots. You know, all of these things are going on. Esau is scared, you know, because you know, one of their missiles, it didn't phase the chariot, just kept on moving. They understand what time it is, okay? And these visitations are becoming more and more, you see. And hey, this is a good time to be in right now. Also, you know, it's a time to be locked in as well, you know, when it comes to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding and how we're moving in the earth, because there's a lot spiritually that's taking place where you're gonna have to start using wisdom, okay, you know, to move in the earth, because we're in that time where, you know, these things are these prophecies are about to start speeding up, okay. And again, Yahweh Shai told us, behold, he come quickly. He said, behold, I come quickly, okay. And when these troubles when these birth pains of troubles begin to happen, you know, because you still have that at the end of this year, they talking about, you know, with the snap, how they getting rid of this, where they trying to get everything in place. So when this kick off, man, okay, you know, things are gonna change drastically. All right. So they trying to usher in this new world order, you know, get everything set up for the micro C hip, okay. And for you other camps out there, you know, you Hebrew Israelites, you know, that's not taking heed to these prophecies, man, y'all gonna lead a lot of people astray, all right? Because the end game out of this is, you know, enduring to the end, man. And the only way you're gonna be able to do that is being able to see through the spirit, you know, being watchmen, okay? You know, there's nothing wrong with being out on the highways and byways telling people who they are. You know, you also should be speaking prophecy, okay? And prophecy is a big key, you know, to our salvation. You see, you know, through Yahweh Shai's death, burial, and resurrection, it's not only is it needed, it's necessary, okay? So let's go ahead and grab. Let's grab Psalms 49 and 11. All right. This is Psalms chapter 49. All right, in verse 11. Okay. And it reads, "Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names." Okay. And this is what Esau Edom, you know, this is where his mindset is, okay? You know, he talking about taking back this land, his country, as if, you know, it was given to him, which, you know, the scriptures does say the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, you know, but he took this land by blood, okay? and he's trying to, you know, defer when it comes to, deflect when it comes, to the truth, because this truth out there had these Edomites, really, and being bound, man. Okay, so this truth is like a stronghold on Esau, Edom. Okay, and these heathen nations, they know that, hey, especially Esau, Edom, he has nothing but a short time. This is why he gonna come down upon that woman, which is Israel, come upon us like a flood, man, which you read about in Revelation the 12th chapter, verse 12. Okay, so we in those times, all right, and who else, throughout the earth, and even before we go throughout the earth, here in Babylon the Great, in every state, there's homes, neighborhoods, streets, after the names of, these Edomites, man. Okay, they let you know who they are, man, just by that. They name everything after them. Okay, they name it freeways. I know we have them out here, George Bush Freeway, all of that bull crap, London J Freeway. You just, Hardy Toll Freeway in Houston. Okay, you have all of these monuments and stuff that's named after these Edomites. Okay, and this is how you know who they are. And then when they go into these other lands, conquer and colonize, they do the same thing. Just like the land of Africa, that's the land of Ham. Okay, because the people over there are the Hamites. Okay, that's the land that was given to them. You see. But this devil, he's trying to avoid, this judgment that he has coming, for what he did to the nation of Israel. So he think he's going to get out this punishment. And for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay, who's coming against the prophets, man, y'all going to get that judgment too. All right. Let's get Jeremiah 50 and 39, okay? This is Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, and verse 39. All right. And it reads, "Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the islands shall dwell there." Dwell where? It's talking about Babylon the Great. "And the isle shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited forever. Why? Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation." Okay, and the reason why it's gonna be inhabitable, man, because it's gonna be destroyed, okay, by those chariots, the nuclear hellfire, okay, from the missiles, the ICBM missiles, okay, and this is what Daniel the 12th chapter is all about, and then in Revelation, that war in heaven, okay. That you read about in Revelation, I believe 12 and 7. Okay, you see, and this is what Esau is afraid of. And on the other hand, you still have all this turmoil, with the JOOs over there. Okay, continuing the bomb. Okay, these other countries over there, the other nations. So, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of confusion. And that's how this is Babylon the Great. And all this is happening at one time. You see, earthquakes going on, war going on, civil unrest happening. The accuser of thy brethren, he's moving fast. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, your mind should be on what's taking place right now, because we're coming into some hard times. This shouldn't be where you thinking hey, let me invest in a home and a 401k and let me get some stocks. All of this about to crash, man. Okay. money's about to go bye-bye. All right. He about to pull in that new world order, that digital system. And this is why he got the troops in the neighborhoods. Yeah, we want them wicked Negroes up out of there. Okay. But also, they not leaving. All right. Because right after they get them in order, get them up out of there, they going to usher in this new world order, because they know these people going to have an uproar, when, especially at the end of the year, when they get rid of all of this stuff. Housing, SNAP. Where are these people going to go? Okay. These soldiers are already going to be in those areas ready. And that's in the neighborhood of you, Jake. Okay. Micah 2:10. All right. Let's get it. And it reads, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction." Okay. So this is the mind frame you should be in, as in Second Esdras, the 16th chapter. You should be like pilgrims, man. Being ready to make a move. Okay. When it's time to, not trying to settle down and be the father of the year or anything like that. Okay. Because this is not that time. All right. Romans the 15th chapter. All right. Let's grab it. All right. This is Romans chapter 15 and verse 4, and it reads, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort and of the scriptures might have hope." And that's what we're going to need during this time of Jacob's trouble, okay? And only the elect is going to be watching these prophecies and taking heed of the scriptures, man. All right? And that's why we out here, prophesying day in and day out on the highways and byways and uploading these videos, for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are scattered throughout the four corners, and mainly in Babylon the Great. Is because, man, when this thing hit, it's gonna start moving quickly, and 2/3 of our people are not gonna be in the know. Okay, they're gonna be in confusion. All right, and this is the time to repent and be ye converted. All right, you're not Christians. That don't have to keep the law. You Hebrew Israelites, man. Okay, you got to come back to your power, and keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, because it stopped you from being a wicked Israelite, man. It's a good thing, but that's not the all and be all. That's not going to save you. You're going to have faith in Yahweh Shai, man, through his death, burial, and resurrection, and believe that during this grace period, you're going to make it out of it, okay? Through hope. You see? And this is what we just read, again, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And these are the times that we in. All right? Let's grab Hebrews the 13th chapter. Okay? Hebrews 13 and 14. And it reads, "For here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come." And that's what's going to happen, man. These chariots, they coming to pick up the elect. And that's why, here at GMS, we call ourselves the hopeful elect, okay? And this is what we're hoping for. We're hoping to get delivered out of Babylon the Great, man, out from under our oppressor, okay? You see? Let's grab 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter. All right. And we'll start at verse 3, and it reads, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach." Right. And we're going to have to endure, man. Okay. Because these times that's coming up, man, as our apostles, bishops, and elders on down, they always tell us, hey, stay in that spirit of fasting, trying to eat healthy, all these things, because, when it's time to make that move, man, you know, these are the conditions, you know, of the battle. All right. And spiritually, you're gonna have to have that faith, man. You see? And you can't be waiting till this thing kick off and then trying to find out the name. And you know, what was his name, brother? You know, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh the Father, which means, you know, he exists, he is. Yah means he. Hawa means exists, he is. Okay? And Yahweh Shai, all right, Yah means he. Yahweh Shai means savior or deliverer. Okay? So, you know, in crunch time, that ain't the time to be trying to, you know, convert. You see? Let's get 1 Corinthians, all right? Let's grab that. The 7th chapter, and we'll start from verse 29. And it reads, "But I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives as though they had none." In verse 30, "And they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not." All right. And the whole point is the goal is salvation, because this is not the time to be investing, you know, in this world. Okay. Because everything in this world is tainted anyway, man. It's polluted. You know, our women polluted. Okay? You know, the things of this world is polluted. Having a good, healthy life here without all the chemicals and the poison that's in our food and water, okay, and the animals, all right? The diseases, the pestilences that's going on. The goal is salvation, man. And again, that's why we read, you know, Jeremiah 50 and 39, this place is going to be inhabitable, okay? And that's going to come through the nuclear destruction and the chariots from the laser beams. And this is why your goal should be salvation, because this is what these prophecies are all about, okay? Our deliverance, man, with the elect, all right? Verse 31, and it reads, "And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away." Right. And that's this rulership. Okay. Esau falling out of his rulership, and we so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the elect, you know, this is the new rulership under the throne of David that's gonna be set here on earth, man. Okay. So Esau, what is it? Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. All right. You know, roughly paraphrasing. And this is what we're waiting on. Okay. Because we're next, Lord willing, with those men and women. All right. So let's end it with 1 John. Okay. 2 and 15. And it reads, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." And this is what, you know, your mindset should be in, okay? There's a lot of distractions that's going on. People getting laid off. The things are going to get worse. You know, Esau trying to, you know, put Jake out there as a terrorist, okay? So we shouldn't be in the mindset of happy-go-lucky, okay? We should be in the mindset of, okay, let's lock in and listen to the prophets, pay attention, you know, be circumspect, those things of that nature, and, you know, try to walk in the spirit, you know, to the best of your ability, okay? Having faith in Yahweh Shai through his death, burial, and resurrection, all right? And those chariots are coming to get the elect to take us home. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstones who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. Shalom.